welcome back. I'm glad you're back. That was funny. The intros are still hard for me to get through. I don't know why. So I had a very interesting visit last night on a whole different level, I should say. And I was so excited about it. And all day today, it's all I could think about, actually. I was doing there went an orb. I think I was doing my color by numbers. I don't remember, but I was on my phone. I went to bed early. I had cut my eye yesterday at work. I think it's my makeup. I'm not sure, but I had a contact in. It scratched it up. It became painful, etc., etc. But I got in bed really early, and as soon as I barely felt my medicine kick in, I put my phone down, as I usually do. The orbs are everywhere. But anyway, I put it down, I closed my eyes, and I don't know how long it was before I felt this. I was encased in pulsating. I don't even know how to describe it. I felt like I was encased in a film and everything was pulsating. And I was thinking to myself, but to them, I really just don't want to open my eyes because I'm afraid you're going to leave. And I don't know why I think that. I think is because I just have that fear because I don't want them to go. Years ago, after my awakening, they would disappear. Not all of them, the little crabby spider things would. And they're back, by the way. I don't see them in like their full form. I see them more as a shadow now. I'm assuming, that's all I remember. But I'm on my left side and my right hand is like this. And the next thing, I felt something lightly grab my hand and try to lift it. And my eyes popped open and I'm like, what in the world? And I'm going to describe it like this. I clearly felt them grab it, but not like we as humans do each other. It was an energy grab. And I felt it wrap around my hand, but then again, it was like it had no strength. I felt it kind of trying to lift it, and in which I'll discuss that more after I finish saying what the whole visit entailed. So my eyes opened because I haven't felt that in a while, and the last time I felt that I remember was after my Achilles tendon surgery. Well, shortly before, and then shortly after my awakening, which was before that. I opened my eyes and there were several figures on that side of the bed. And they were like, kind of, I don't know, they looked like a crowd. And I said out loud, can you please show yourself? And I'm seeing almond eyes, and they're transparent, but in the form of like a TV static. I could see the outline of their eyes. You know, I clearly could tell they were almond eyes. And I said, I am not afraid. You know, I'd like to see you. And nothing. And then I noticed, I'll say again that since I was a little girl, my ears ring at a very high pitch. Sometimes after my awakening, I've noticed they become extremely loud where they wake me up and I feel like my eardrums are going to bust. And here recently, a chirp. They'll chirp really fast. Well, last night, as all this is going on, I heard it rise, but not unbearable. And I said out loud, if you're trying to communicate with me, I can hear, and I don't remember my exact words, I can hear the tones change in my ears, but I can't hear your words, or something like that. And then it really started changing. I think it was chirping at that time. And all I could do was smile. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're communicating, because they were working on that. And I was excited. And I'm sitting there smiling. And I think I said it again. I can hear what you're doing, but I can't hear you, what you're saying. And you could tell they were still working on it. It kept fluctuating. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I know I was just sitting here smiling. And then I held out both of my hands. I'm still on my side. I held both of my hands out, and I felt them grab both of my hands. And it was firm. So I knew without doubt, okay, it was an energy, but it was firm. If you're gonna hold your hands out like here, like right now, you're not gonna feel anything. I literally felt something grab both hands, and it was firm energy, but it still felt like they had no strength. And I was sitting there and I'm smiling, and I said out loud, I can actually feel you. I feel you grabbing my hands. And I was just so excited. And I remember a variety of things going through my head. One, I knew my sleeping pills had just kicked in. Usually, if I force myself to stay awake past the time where they're not active anymore, I have to take more. And I don't like taking more because you can overdose on them. And I'm like, I have to go to work in the morning. I have got to be awake and alert and doing what I do. And I apologized to him, and I said, you know, my pills are kicking in, and I really have to go to sleep. And I really started feeling a drowsy effect going. And they were still holding my hands, and I was getting sleepier and sleepier, and I just kind of let my hands kind of fall on the bed. I know they were still there. And I want to say I felt like a bumping on the bed every now and then. I might be wrong, because I go through this almost on a nightly basis, just about, except for lately. They've been spaced out. And I was so excited, and I didn't want to go to sleep, but I'm like, I've got to, because if I don't, I stay at work almost 12 hours. I'm like, I'm just not going to make it if I don't. And so I think I said I was sorry. I can't remember. And I fell asleep. And I hated that I had to do that. I really did. But I'd rather have the little bit of visit that I had than none at all, because I get really sad when I don't have them. Before I went to bed, I was thinking of the things that we're seeing on like the TikTok news, YouTube news kind of thing, about the objects in the sky being forcibly taken down, if you catch my drift. And it made me sad. Just hearing all that made me sad. And last night before bed, I was thinking, I wish I knew for a fact if it was my StarFamily up there that's been forcibly taken down, or if it's not. Because if it is, it's really making me sad. And it's making me, my left ear just spiked. And it's also making me mad that these earthlings, not all earthlings, are wanting to do that. And so I was sad and I was mad. And I went to bed and I was out of sorts. And I have been all week. I don't know what's going on. It's like I'm here, but I'm not here. You know, things seem jumbled and off. I don't know. So I think maybe that had something to do with it when I went to bed and that started. Now, what I was wanting to mention when I felt them grab my hand and stuff, they weren't in their full solid form. They were like a hologram, mostly. But you would think if they were here in hologram form, that would explain why they don't have strength. But I felt them grip my hand. So what does that say? Hologram or no? But then I know they could probably astral travel like we do, but still the grabbing, I don't know what to think about that. How are they here? And it kind of makes sense, and then it doesn't, because it was like they had no strength, but I could feel them. And it was like right after my awakening, I was going through some really, really, really difficult times, and I didn't want to be here. I cried myself to sleep, begging them to come home or come and take me home. And who I think may be my Pleiadian hybrid daughter, which is one of my guides, and I might be wrong on that, came to my room and gripped my arm through the comforter, like they knew where my arm was to grab it. And it was like a reassuring grip, like, hey, we're here, we've got you, you know, we love you. And how did they know that? I don't know. But I do know that wherever these beings are, which is my star family, there is a portal. The portal they have created. So I do know also that they have the ability to become invisible. But the strength part puzzles me. That's the only thing that puzzles me, because, or maybe they didn't want to scare me. Maybe they thought I was almost asleep and they didn't want to startle me. So they thought they would grab my hand and barely, slowly lift it. I don't know. I've been racking my head all day while I was trying to work. I feel like I'm all loud because I'm excited. I apologize if I'm loud. I'm just excited. I get loud when I'm excited. Don't go there. Anyway, so yeah, that was that visit. And I want to say, of course, there was more than one. I saw one with a big head. I saw the almond eyes attached to that head. The others, I'm not sure. I seen them moving, but I didn't see their face or anything. I don't know if they were from the same part of the others. I don't know. But I will say this too. I felt extreme love. I felt such love. And it would just, it's a love that you won't feel here. The love here you question because you have doubts. But this love, you won't doubt it at all. And the way they grip my hands and everything, it's like, oh my God, they really truly love me. And I have no doubt. And I'm so lucky. I am so lucky. I have been told a handful of times actually, that information has been channeled through them to me saying the same thing. And I haven't repeated this to anybody for them to want to repeat that message, that I'm on the right path. And I feel that this is part of it, me discussing these things with you, because there are many people, humans, earthlings, and starseeds that aren't awoke yet, who fear these beings. And I will always say that there are malevolent beings too. So don't think that I don't think that, because I know there is. But not all of them. So don't be afraid. Especially if you're not sure, don't be afraid. Now, trust me, when you feel the malevolent ones, you will have fear. Trust me, you will have fear. You won't even be interacting with them, but you will feel fear. Trust me, you will. But the ones that interact with me, my star family, I have no fear. Even right off the bat, I had no fear. And I even get excited when I see them. I get so excited. I'm like, one, because they're different. Two, because I know who they are. And it's like miraculous that they are here. And just think, they created us. That's miraculous too. So I wanted to hurry up and get on here and talk to you guys about this. And then one of my friends, Kong Lee, he comments off and on through my videos, and he got me a few things off of my wish list, and I opened them before I started this video. And this is one. It's one of my favorite perfumes. Actually, I shouldn't say my favorite perfume. My youngest daughter had this. It's called In the Sun by Victoria's Secret. And you really have to search for it on Amazon. But I remember smelling it when she had it, and I'm like, oh my God, that smells so good. And ever since then, I've wanted it, and Kong got it for me. And I've never been able to afford it. And I sprayed myself with it before I started this video. I have another one. I've had this, what do you call it, draw to elephants this past year or so. I don't know if it's my animal totem or not, but it's one of the first things that I want to go see when I'm able to start traveling, is to go to an elephant sanctuary. I don't know why I cannot talk today. This is the pen, and I thought that's cute, but it's got different pages in here, which is, I thought was pretty cool. This is going to be my journal. My smaller one that Mark got me. Thank you again, Mark. That's my quote. And I actually also, let me finish my sentence. It is my quote book, because I love quotes. Also, when I channel information, I write it down and I try to talk about it in my videos, but I use it for both. A quote that I like and whatever information comes to me. But this is going to be my journal. One of my journals. This is my first one. And he got me something else, and Kong, I was able to go look, and it was a shirt. It's a really pretty shirt that I wanted. But that didn't come. I had messaged Kong to see if he sees it was delivered or not. I know that sentence was jumbled too. But I didn't get it. I messaged him, haven't heard back yet, so I don't know. But I'm happy. It made me happy to get this today, because, like I said, my days have been kind of off kilter lately, and I love gifts. I cannot stress it enough. I really love gifts. I love surprises. And I think Kong knows that, because this is his second time buying me gifts. Thank you again, Kong. I appreciate it. I had to send my daughter over here quickly to check to see if I got them, and I did. And she brought them in for me because I didn't want them to be taken, and which is one of my fears living in an apartment complex. But Colin, you made my day, especially with my week being off kilter. You've kind of put it back in place in certain circumstances. So I'm going to get off of here. I got to do several things before I go to bed. I love you guys tremendously. I hope that you liked my visit that I had last night. I was anxious to get on here and tell you. And I don't know if I finished my sentence on that. This is one of my missions. A part of my mission. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to go to bed. It is part of my mission. I have many parts in my mission, and this is one in communicating with you about my star family and other extraterrestrials. And so you can be further educated also. So if you have any questions or you want to add anything or whatever in the comments, feel free to do so. I love you guys tremendously, and I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.